What up, guys? I'm back. I wanted to give you 5 tactical tips on getting started as a videographer. Here we go.
Hey, this is Editor Q. Just wanted to say that yes, this video is blurry, but I refuse to give myself an excuse not to put this information out. So there you have it. Enjoy.
All right, so to start off, crank that shutter speed. So the thing about it is, we're all told, and it's true, you're supposed to put double your frames per second. So if you're doing 30 frames per second, you do 60 on the shutter speed. That's natural motion blur. But sharper images, you clear up that motion blur. So let's say we take our shutter speed up to beyond 60. Let's take it up to 120. And you'll get rid of some of that motion blur, which sometimes, especially in dance, specifically in dance, it can look like it's blurry when it's not, if it's a lot of moving. So I would crank that shutter speed, because the other pro you get with that, if you start masking and doing the rotoscoping, the sharper edges are going to help you with the rotoscope as opposed to the motion blur and all that stuff. So I'll try to have a side by side. Next up, technically this can go with the last one, but this is your actual frames per second. Shoot in 60 frames per second. And the reason why, I mean, at least if you can, you know, with the exposure and everything, depends on your camera. But if you can take that footage. It's going to be regular speed. You can slow down any moments that you want to slow down. You have the option for both. It films audio. I mean, it records audio. So as opposed to filming in S&Q, it doesn't film or record the audio. So then you're kind of stuck. You just have footage that looks cool in slow motion and no audio. So film in 60 frames, you'll have the option. Specifically in dance, you'll be able to do the choreography for regular speed and then slow down certain parts and kind of catch up. So that's one thing that I've used to my advantage. Shooting 60 frames, it can help in a lot of different ways. Say if it's shaky, you slow down that part, it's not going to be shaky. A lot of benefits shooting 60 frames. Number 3, I'd say try to learn the choreography, at least a little bit. If there is choreography. Again, this is more catered for dance, but whatever it is, if it's a venue, you're doing an event thing, you know, maybe try to fill out what the venue looks like, you know, so you know ahead of time what angles you need to get. Now, as far as dance and movement, this could even go for like rap, stuff like that. You can start moving with their hands, you know, get off the gimbal. You can start doing these dynamic movements that they do in those big budget music videos. The reason why they can do that, because they took the time to learn either on set or in rehearsal or from a video from rehearsal. If it's dance, you can learn those movements ahead of time. So say if they're going shoo, 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 you can now do that with the camera, or if they're going shoo, whoosh, or if the whole dance is going this way, or you know, whatever it is, you can kind of cater your movement to those moves. So man, please learn the choreography or performance, whatever it is beforehand. It'll help you, trust me. Next up, give some storyline. You know, you want to add depth to any video that you're doing. If you can attach yourself to some storyline. Again, for me, I'm going to dance first. It's kind of where I started. So someone's normally going to approach me with a piece of choreography. I'm going to try to enhance the visual that they're giving me by giving it some type of story. You know, is this a girl? She's talking about her boyfriend. Can we bring in a male figure just to be that male figure? You're going to get more engagement from your audience if you can attach it to a story, even if it's an event. You know, I did an event knowing that it's this girl's, you know, 30th birthday party. She has all her co-workers, so I'm gonna follow her and make sure I try to stay with that story, how she has, you know, her own little personality bubble in each of these. You know, these people from her church, these people from her job, these people she turned up with. Like, can you carry that story throughout the whole thing and then put a button on the end of it? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, try to get a story, and that'll definitely help in the long run. Bam! Last but not least, avoid direct sunlight. So I talked about it earlier. You really need to, well, I talked about it in another video, but you need to start studying light. You know what I'm saying? Just go outside, just see how it lays, where it goes, where it falls. I talked about in another video, I don't know if it's released, but I talked about Sunseeker. It's an app on iPhone, maybe Android, and it shows you the path of the sun, no matter what month, all that stuff. So yeah, for me, we don't want direct sunlight because it has no shadow, it has no shape on our face. I can give you an example real quick. Right now I'm side lit because that's what I prefer, but direct sun. Hi. So I hope you can see me. I should still be lit. This is direct sunlight. Like the sun is directly in front of me. And I mean, maybe it's not the worst, but it's not the most flattering to me. It's not what I like. It's not dynamic lighting. So um, one thing that I will say when the sun starts setting, let's say you're holding a gimbal, you're in front of someone and that sun is behind you, you're gonna start casting shadows, and you can't get rid of those in post. So that's something I definitely try to avoid. I would not get directly in front. I would probably get like 45-degree angle anywhere up in here to a side angle. You also can get a little weird if you go to the back. So just try to keep that in mind. Rembrandt lighting, butterfly lighting, all of those will benefit you way better than this. But with this bad lighting, I'm not changing it. Those are the 5 steps, tactic steps. I feel like that can help you as a beginning videographer. Let me know if they help. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're obvious. Maybe I should have said something else. But I'm gonna leave you with this bonus. Your white balance, use that for your creativity. So one thing I've learned, I've been working with Daniel Button for maybe 10 years now. And one thing that we do, I learned from him on our short films, is we're using the white balance to add to our story. So how do we do that? We bring in, at nighttime, the lights inside are normally orange. It's iridescent. And the light outside is normally bluer or seemingly bluer. And the moon is definitely bluer, at least to the movies. So we set our indoor lights to 2700. So they're normally at 3200, but they're beyond. They're even more orange, so that we can bring that back to 3200 and get the lights outside blue. So anything that was white will turn blue. I'll try to show a little chart on here, but we set the white balance to 3200, so that the white lights now are seemingly bluer than they were. And then the orange light that we set to 2700 now looks like it's around 3200. It doesn't look, clear, pure white. So that's how a lot of the professionals, and how I've learned to use white balance to your advantage. Those are the 5 tactic videography tips for beginners that I have just on a whim. And if you like that one, you'll probably love this one YouTube showing you. Why don't you check it out? All right, peace.